The following program was originally scheduled to air on February 17th, 2019.
Your Humanities Half-hour is brought to you by the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.
Hafadades and Tiro, welcome to Your Humanities Half-hour. I'm Catherine Perry. You know, every year the Northern Marianas Humanities Council recognizes outstanding contributions to the humanities by individuals and organizations in our community. And they recently awarded for 2008, slightly delayed due to Super Typhoon Yutu, in areas including research and publication in the humanities, research of CNMI history, lifetime achievement in the humanities. And our guest today is the recipient of the 2018 Governor's Humanities Award as Outstanding Humanities Teacher outside the classroom, Cecilio Raiukiulipiy. Welcome to Your Humanities Half-hour, Cecilio.
Tiro, gilisongalug Catherine Perry, ram fangeta wibito titin la pangalug.
Thank you for coming, and I love the fact that you started in Carolinian, Refaluwasch. I will catch up with you in just a second, but I think most people probably know you in the community for your work with traditional navigation. Of course, carrying on the traditions of your uncle, the late master navigator Mau Pialog. Malubang liham metao halferi rela wa me alang kala.
Gilisongan ibu titil pau metakai halferi ibu sapala tata pialugura kemene repial alang melkan we riso tu fai kora como teman ngemadur tu fai karmana ukila karya pia kirel serak me kebesan le metau me balawa
Nge merela saipan me guam tinian nuta meta yama angang hila rela wa
igalang wa yesigana amungir rakar moral berbeserak sabungir tetelwa berbe gule udul sat magutugdun lan sat me metak egioro aichial wa ngalirar mas
metala aichial
important
I learned a new word.
Iwe wa me Refaluwasch ngebana raw meaning wa ye sila wa lesit yung balawa nge your main vein wa you min main hall rel wa ayel mer Refaluwasch nge ital nge bull, that means heart. So every part of the canoe means something from your body.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's why when you sail the canoe or you're on the canoe, you have to respect the canoe because we treat it as something part of us. Yeah.
When I first invited you to be on the show, I assumed that we were going to be talking mostly about traditional navigation, but you said you wanted to talk about the Refaluwasch language, which is the reason why we are speaking the language now. Meta mangi rela maliash eoriam concern abo
rele maliar me ar anak rele kebesar Refaluwasch ngagi so mercator lo peor mereka sisagi wewetilo so kepas ke ermesani gila saya ya lo iwe agi ngare malira merkonu ngarwarahi general kepas ka saya gina esayor lo awawo esayor lo meta yesiwe mangigat chu rin arkapas we arkapas ngegiso kapsala arepi kapsala wawa kapsala yometa kapsala leset kapsala leut kapsala leuter rabut kapsala tolap nirarmas iwe malamelegi aiche arkapas buena bendegal buito bis gunamme leirarmas mermas ngarosweti kapas me armaswe si kapas ka si sobrepiren ngalior te fitukoko osugosu.
I've heard that word before, fitukoko metala. Discord, maybe?
Fitukoko is argument. Yeah.
So,
and chaos. Yeah.
If I understand you correctly, then what you're saying is that there are many words in Refaluwasch different from English that are not only different, but there's different ways of speaking in between genders, in between ages, and using these words brings harmony in the community, and forgetting these words, which is happening a lot, brings discord or disharmony or confusion. Rem achie bwe sibu usai shok malye kalpat malyash but esa balangong resusai English where, you know, for a lot of us, like, English is okay, it covers everything. Why is it important that we use these, like, gender words and relationship words, the types of language? What is the value of that, you feel?
Menlegi ay chairman kamalyar we ngarebior fitigogo ngesemal boboya kepasakan we urwoli meta yebuyor togenam. So if you use English words and then you're doing a dispute, English words will just, explain a little bit part of the dispute. But if you use Carolinian language, there's a lot of way that explains that there's no words in English that we can translate to. Yeah. So, just for example, if there's a dispute on a land, okay, among Carolinian, and then they'll bring people that know the history of the land, how the land passed down, from who. Because we have different, even land, we have so many ways of land ownership. The land could be a clan land, or it could be a land that was given, or a land that should go back to the clan, another clan. And so you cannot explain that in English to go back to the history of that, and also the way to make the peace among the community.
So, if I understand correctly, then it's kind of like in English, in that case of the land, the word might be own or given, but in Refaluwasch, the word that is used might say given but expected to be returned to the clan, or given but to be used but still under the ownership of the land, something like that.
Yeah, so we don't have any black and white paper on all the property, but there's people that's what they pass on to them. So they call them somebody to put. So every land, they know the history. So those are the people that will bring in. And then also the leaders of the clans, they call them tela, to talk about it. The land could be this clan, but the breadfruit and the papaya and the banana belong to another clan.
And
Yeah.
that's all based on how
Yeah.
what
Yes.
words you use.
So, example, there's a title of land in Carolinian called Fang.
Mm-hmm.
So, Fang, from my family, they give me that piece of land so I can plant some food for my children, but the land still belong to my family. If I don't have children, the land will pass back to my clan. That's Fang. And then if they say Fat, or if they say Bul, so they give a taro pad so your wife can plant something for your kids. But if your kids don't have kids, then that land go back, that Bul go back to that clan.
What is
So in English, I don't think there's any transfer of land in English like that.
yeah.
And then also, if I'm from another island and I come over here, I check my clan, and then my clan here will say, okay, that's the land for our clan. And then I can go get coconut, my supplies, my provisions to live, and then get my supplies to sail away.
Yeah, I do want to mention that before we started, I gave you permission to correct me if I use an incorrect word. So, realmente nange regarrawe ko elo lal malia. Kosh elo lal maliash.
Yeah.
Na minne uharra rela faliu. You know, and how it's how the land is passed on. Culture is contained in the language. Yel baliawa awo ngare ibu explain ni rel English your mom e balior auntie. Your dad e balior uncle abo ngerel Refaluwasch nang shach metang. So in English you have mom and aunt and uncle and dad, but in Carolinian the word for mom and aunt is the same. And for me, the way I see that as our language shows the unity of the family. Your aunt is like a mom to you. Your uncle is like a dad to you because it's the same word as your biological mother and father. What do you feel is some of the greatest harm you see coming to the community because we are losing certain aspects of our language? What are some of the things? Well, first of all, maybe we start off. Tell us a little bit about your background.
I was born in Sarawak and grew up there. And I didn't want to go to Western school.
Why?
Because I don't want to leave my island.
Why?
I don't know. When I was growing up, I loved to be out sailing, fishing, and just be on the island. And I look at school like when I go to elementary, it's like I'm just sitting in a building and I don't have freedom to do whatever I want. So I didn't want to go to school. I just go to elementary to go play with my friends and eat breakfast, and then go back to the house, and then I go to my chores with my family. Until later on, when my friends and classmates are coming back from Western school, and they said, "Oh, we ride on the airplane, we ride on the car, and we ate pizza." And I said, "Okay, I think I better go back to school and go check out these things if it's really different from from here." So I left Sarawak. I went to high school in Ulithi, and then from Ulithi I went to Guam a little bit. Then I went to PATS, Pohnpei Agriculture and Trade School. It's a Catholic trade school in Pohnpei. Now it's closed, and that's where I learned a lot of my skills, and I've been almost all over the world.
So you grew up speaking Refaluwasch, and obviously there probably weren't many other languages spoken on Satawala in those days, if today. So you do have a special knowledge of this. So getting back to my second question is, what are some of the harms you feel are coming to the community because we are losing our language and that part of our culture contained in our language?
Mình lấy mangi về xã hi tạo phát sang hi cái nghe real are living we all nghe ra mas ngara mangi về independent rasa buru fangandelo ru trabajo rapeli ar bills sayor lo min le tipio ruyo siwa roof ngal sa titindap me ewe rafan ngali me takka fashion nge ramangi we sor al value where we kachar melaw arnolo ina mete mangi meri na mete mangi wagi furi busbulegi tafasang sa independent.
I think everybody understood what you said about being independent, but so let me ask, what is the value of being less independent and more dependent on each other? Because as an American standard of, as one of the pillars of America, it's independence. We have country independence, we have rights, we have individual independence. What is the value then of maybe giving up some of our independence and holding more to our codependency on each other?
I think our ancestors already figured this out a long time ago because they know that we have limited resources. So our biggest resource is human. So we have to be together because our resources is limited and we have to manage it in the small scale. So everybody benefit. Because they don't depend on anything from outside. So you harvest pressed fruit, everybody get a piece. You catch a fish, everybody can get a piece of fish. There is nobody you leave out in the community. Everybody get a share. But today you go to work, you get your check, that's only for you. You pay your bills. But when I was growing up, I never see that. Every time we catch fish, everybody get a share. We don't leave anybody behind. If we don't have enough catch, then we give it to the pregnant woman, the senior citizens first, the small children. And there was a typhoon in 1976. So there's no FEMA. We don't have any FEMA, no Red Cross, nothing. So what we did right after the typhoon, everybody gathered together, collect all the fallen coconuts, collect all the fallen breadfruit. Then that's what we eat first. And we start work together and replant the island and rebuild the houses. There's no help from outside.
You know, I think what you've said there has also been evidenced during the aftermath of Super Typhoon Yutu. And as I've mentioned before on the show, even the federal relief workers said, I've heard several of them say, and other people have said, they say, you guys are so resilient. I have never seen a community come together like you have after a disaster. And I think it's this cultural element of the Refaluwasch and the Chamorros and many of the other people who live here of strong sense of community and used to living on an island where you kind of have to, I want to say fend for yourselves, but fend for yourselves as a community because there isn't always help coming from outside. So yes, definitely an affirmation of what you're sharing. We're speaking today with 2018 Governor Humanities Awardee Cecilio Raiukiulipiy, and we'll be back after this break.
Did you know that you can donate up to $5,000 to the Humanities Council through the CNMI Education Tax Credit Program? Donations from individuals and corporations qualify and can be used to offset your local wage and salary tax, BGRT, and earnings tax. Call our office at 235-4785 to see how you can support humanities programs in our community and obtain a tax credit for your donation. Sizuus Maasi, Olomai, and thank you.
Welcome back to your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry. Cecilio, I wanted to share this story. We kiti alang-alangangi nge bui at ne pus ay kalau kapas nge ya tamote ayor legi kapas la karela kapas almuan ngi. And I had no idea that I was using this really rude language, if not disrespectful, male words that's what I learned growing up. And so I'm still learning and I still make a lot of mistakes. But at least I'm trying.
Yeah, let me say this, that you're talking about Kabsalamwel. So in our culture, there is time that we can use any languages when we have a new chief and there's a celebration. So woman and man, they can use all kinds of words. There's no, because it's a big celebration. It's kind of like everything is open during that celebration.
Free.
It's free.
Okay.
Or there is a celebration for the clan, or when a child is born, where you can use those language. And also when the men go fishing and come back with a lot of fish on the canoe.
Ooh.
And then the woman will come down to the beach and dance and say whatever they want to say to the man, and the man will dance on the canoe and tell women whatever they want to tell them. There's no more that,
structure of the language. Oh, that's very interesting.
Yeah. So there is times that happens like that.
I'm in a perpetual state of celebration then. That's my problem.
So in 1982, 83, my first time to get out of Yap. And I was on Air Micronesia from Yap to Guam. And I was sitting in the aisle seat. And I saw this lady, what they call them, stewardess?
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, walking up and down. And I never in my life seen a pantyhose. So the whole flight I keep looking. Every time she passes by and I look from the bottom all the way up and keep looking, and got to Guam and my uncle came to pick me up and I said, "Hey uncle, first time I seen the half-caste in my life." And he was looking at me and said, "What do you mean half-caste?" "Oh, you see that lady walking out from the terminal?" And he was staring at the lady. He said, "Yeah, what's wrong?" "You see, the top is white and the bottom is black." and he kept laughing until later on he told me, he said, You don't know what is pantyhose?" I said, "What is that?" That's what she's wearing.
Well, I guess that just goes to show the importance of the language. You can get a lot of things right and you can get a lot of things wrong if you don't know what you're talking about. Where do we go from here? Really, I think everybody would agree this is a concern. One of the things I would like to say, and I think you agree, is it's not the school's job to teach your child your language, whether it's Refaluwasch, Chamorro, Chinese, Korean, English. It's not, if that is your language and you speak that language, it's not the school's job to teach. Would you agree to that?
Yes. Itipio ngali metamora pues ngerember pues si bobungi rolangi retel fadwar arkepas moliar meko melem mon si buting orir yok emur bukan volunteer village to village akan sketch only lefaf ngebuyoro titilap nge alangan titin la nge kebesaran Refaluwasch nge resegi wewe real polter nga sa kalugus amalanga di kapsan Amerikano.
Thank you for
Women negi metai ye malagi aicheng relitan walawan. Orang la wala kay loal fali igule itan kapsal falwa. Segura teka igela metawan mul tangan Rasa leno eu me wan mega wal kana subala real safi me ban meta kalo al set real kapsal falwa itel meta ka I kalangal met or kalo al set ne valor mer Vena ngere emmer bu valor volunteer sa la titilap kakman Koppler Dalabok sa titilap nga di rolket Monar bulan lang ra emmer bu marong landa rumor na bagi sok kapas kay rong igu ikit nge emmer bu mangis failing igule fausile kobong Pasko.
Mebalio, sisapala, I don't know how do you say this word, scold. In English they call it scold. I got a lot of scolding. I got actually only scolding in Carolinian when I was young, and then it kind of, so I think it's better if we also be careful, like don't just revert to your language, your indigenous language when you're angry with your child, and you have to, like you said, teach them, use your language to teach them, not just express your frustration with them when they've done something wrong.
Biglang scolding song
Nila.
Nga raw song ti rolikat nga si fasilya kapas Sabu kaya si busong etir nga sa song etir at kapsal falwan. Musi uyaya orang realin. Narad edu kapsal falwan lal eureal o mangi rolikat lal eureal nga kisok metakka rabugukule.
3 words in a day. Is your challenge.
Yeah.
Do you know of any resources online or in books where people can, refresh their memory on words or learn words that they can also share with others? Other than me interviewing you and picking up some words here, but
I went to a workshop in Hawaii back in 2010, and Kamehameha School talked to Microsoft, and they create something that when you use the laptop or computer, you type in English and it comes out in Hawaiian word. And there was no cost because the Microsoft, I think, there's helping the indigenous people. So I think we can ask for that, and then create that program. And then some words that there's no English words for them, no explanation or something that we can make it more simple. Yeah, so that they will understand it in English. Because a lot of stuff, it has a meaning. So, like they say last name, we don't have last names. We have only name in when we get baptized and name in our language, and the name in the language usually have a meaning. So, if you want to call somebody in Carolinian a respectful way, you call them with their traditional name in the language.
What is your traditional name?
Raiukiulipiy.
Raiukiulipiy.
Yeah.
Which means?
Raiuki is one of our chief, and his brother, our navigator, and the clan. So that's 3 words together. So the chief of the clan and the navigator.
So people who understand that will know something about you from your name.
Yeah.
Any final thoughts before we go?
tingor nga mira be si bororo ngali metakka fasilukor ma maliar arkapas usibuti pangir atakkar tetmokote be roborepi boromotalaman nge robugulei meta gasito to meye metafal melegilaiche maliar metakar koret klisoam.
Thank you very much. And as you said, 3 words a day is a good start for all of us. Our guest today has been Cecilio Raiukiulipiy. This has been your Humanities Half Hour. I'm Catherine Perry.
This program was supported by a We the People grant awarded to the Northern Marianas Humanities Council from the National Endowment for the Humanities. Any views, findings, conclusions, or recommendations expressed in this program are those of the participants and do not necessarily represent those of the National Endowment for the Humanities or the Northern Marianas Humanities Council.